Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Sub-Zero-Exabyte and I am shooting right back at you with another video today. Now of course we all know that sometimes we get annoyed in this game, right? I mean, we all have our differences and usually they are only short lasting and they never really get that much out of hand, right? Well, today is the day that I am going to try to do something a little different than usual. I mean, you can see that I am not dressed as myself right now. I am actually dressed as a Steve right now. And of course not just any household Steve. No, I am actually dressed as a Steve from Minecraft, and we are going to be building some stuff today. And I am doing all of this for one simple reason, and that is that I want to try and get to see the world of Minecraft through the eyes of a Steve. So let's get to it right now, shall we? I mean, let me explain. I usually do not do something like this, but because of all the recent events throughout the months, I think that I just want to see what it is like to be a Steve for a day. Let's get it, guys. Now, the last couple of weeks in Minecraft I have been just down and out and I have kind of shut myself off when it comes to Minecraft, but I think that it is time for me to make a comeback and I am going to see what it is like to actually get something done here through the eyes of a Steve, and see if there is any change to my style of building or the things that I do just because I am a Steve. I mean, that will help me with handling and helping other Steve people and noobs and such, so I am actually kind of excited for this right now, if I can say that. Well, let's just make sure that we can have a great day right now, shall we? Again and again I keep having these noobs finding out where I live and it is just driving me nuts. Now I have already tried training the noobs in order to make them respect me and know a thing or two about the game. Now that did not work at all, because that literally just blew up in my face. Then I have gone the complete other way around and I just started planting traps everywhere, which again just ended up blowing up in my face, taking my house with them. So TNT will be the main story here today, and with that a lot more cool stuff that you do with TNT, like a game called Crash Bandicoot. TNT plays a big role there, but I will get to that later. That is like the best idea that I have ever come up with right now. Alright, so guys, please forgive me right now for what I am doing with this redstone, because I literally have no idea what I am doing right now. This is just some on the fly thinking right here, because I literally have no idea how to use redstone. So if you have any sort of tips and tricks for me, well, that will always be welcome, of course. But right now I do not really have enough time to go look for some tutorials, because I will really need to make sure that no one finds me in this hole. I mean, no one will find me, right? I told that guy to just go away a couple of minutes ago, so I hope that he respects that instead of following me or coming back with like a group of guys or something, because I usually get intimidated pretty quick and I am like a turtle. I will need a shell so that I can hide in there, and right now I do not have a shell, so this is basically my shell right now. I will have to make sure that I can get through this, otherwise I will not have my shell for whenever more people show up, and then, well, that means that it is time to panic for me. But first things first, I am already proud of the fact that I was able to get the idea from myself, which I had applied to the chest/stealing problem. So that was a pretty awesome thing, to be honest. But I was able to apply that same idea that I used on the chest problem, and I am going to be putting it to work with the housing problem that I have got right now. But I am just hoping that once I am done with all of this right here, that I can just live here in peace again. But something is telling me that this will not work out the way that I wanted it to. It is just something that I feel coming up. I mean, that does not mean that this is a bad thing. I mean, I would rather have things go wrong while I am in the beginning stages of building this, because otherwise I would have to start all over again when I am almost done. But that is not something that I want to do right now. So I am just praying to the gods that this will all work out in one go this time, since I have to make this a lot bigger for this to work. Since I am already getting short on space right now, this is going to be hard. But it is just something that I will have to cope with until everything right here has all been sorted out. And I can tell you that when the day comes, I am going to be celebrating so hard that it actually is pretty insane to myself. I mean, I am going to be excited like crazy once I am all done with this thing, because I just think that after all this time that I just deserve a little break from everything right now. I mean, we have been through a lot the last couple of months, and I mean, this house is actually going to be pretty hard to finish, so I have to watch out for that as well, since we otherwise will end up with a house that looks like doo-doo. And we already made a lot of noob houses, so that is not in my interest right now. But that was the point where all of the noobs game tagging along and starting invading all of my personal space. And I know that all of this sounds really familiar and stuff. And to be honest, the last couple of months I have just been a broken record running over and over and over again. But once I am done with this house, well, I am going to throw a party for all of the pals. Like a housewarming type situation. This is just too weird for me, man. I mean, I am a pretty weird guy, but that has nothing to do with all of this. I mean, I probably could get used to it someday, but I am not sure if that day will ever come, just because I do not handle change all that well, so I am pretty sure that this is going to be bothering me until the day that I end up getting some squared blocky stuff again. And I just think that this is way too cool for it to happen to me right now. I don't know, man. This is fun. It is just the way Crash Bandicoot is supposed to be played and stuff, etc. Today, like I said, I want to talk about Crash Bandicoot since it is one of the best games that I used to play back in the day. Now, of course, like it goes with everything in life, there is no such thing as the perfect game. I mean, my life is pretty good and all that inside of this game. But it is not perfect, and that is one thing that might just be pretty important for the people who look up to me. It is not about leading the perfect life, or leaving a flawless and faultless life. No, it is about being the perfect person in your life. Just be the person that you think is perfect, because that is all you have. You cannot change the outcomes in the world. The only thing in this world that you actually can change in a good or bad way is yourself. And now we shall just throw out the bad part, because no one wants to be the worst version of themselves. Just like I do not want the worst version of this video, so I should actually be going quite a bit because I am lacking right now. I mean, I am trying my best, but it seems like that is not enough for this thing or block or whatever. I mean, this thing is taking everything out of me right now, and it is giving me nothing in return except for maybe some funny footage, but that is it. So you know, why not find something that is fun and athletic or challenging at the same time? And even though it might be challenging, that is just part of the fun to me, even though most of the easy mazes that are around already have been finished by me. So you know, that is not really that big of a deal for me. But of course that is not all, because when you do not pay enough attention to the map that you are playing, well, then you just luck out and you are rather stuck, you know. But we are freed now, so that is cool. Now, I am not trying to scare you or anything, but that is just how it is right now. That is just the way life goes. Even though it might be going so easy and stuff, that does not mean that you can just cruise through it like it is nothing and without paying attention, because that will end up biting you in the butt for sure. Now, of course, I do not want that to happen to me, but sometimes you just cannot do anything about the ways of life these days. Now, is this the right way for another block? I am not a Boy Scout, so I don't know. So what is your guys' take on this thing right here, guys? I mean, it's a lot of fun, especially in Crash Bandicoot. Now, I really enjoyed playing the Crash Bandicoot games back in the day, and I wish that I could play it even more now. So that is one of the reasons why we are doing this today, just so that I can feel like a little kid again. I mean, it used to be kind of hard in that game, starting out, and all of it used to be really hard in my opinion, but that might just be me, to be honest. Maybe I was just bad back then, or even now. But that would be kind of cool though. That would actually be really cool, to be honest. Then I could just be sitting here watching movies all day and just criticize and talk trash about the movies all I want. That would be really cool, I think. But then again, I know that I would be really biased to a lot of movies, because there are just a lot of movies that I love and I really cannot get out of that, to be honest. That is probably just something that will stick with me for the rest of my life probably. And I would not think that I could go without any of the movies that I used to watch, because they are just so good and I feel completed because of them. So since the first try did not turn out as planned, we will have to try again, and maybe another time, and maybe we will not be done until bedtime. Who knows? Anything can happen in the next 13 minutes, and that is just the way we like it. And of course we all like to blow stuff up, but that is besides the point. So if my calculations are correct, which they are, more TNT will equal more explosive power, and that will lead to more damage to the houses. I feel like such an anarchist when doing stuff like this. Just a little innocent rioting, we can do whatever we want, and that again is just the way we like it. So since the first try did not turn out as planned, we will have to try again, and maybe another time, and maybe we will not be done until bedtime. Who knows? Anything can happen in the next 13 minutes, and that is just the way we like it. And of course we all like to blow stuff up, but that is besides the point. So if my calculations are correct, which they are. More TNT will equal more explosive power, and that will lead to more damage to the houses. I feel like such an anarchist when doing stuff like this. Just a little innocent rioting, we can do whatever we want, and that again is just the way we like it. I just feel that it keeps you guys on your feet and at the edge of your seats every time that you are watching one of my videos. That is not too weird now, is it? Okay, it actually might be, but let's just forget about that because that is not something that I want to do. And you know why? Because that is not something that makes me feel nostalgic at all, and I know that this sounds rather obvious of course, but right now I am just falling in on all of that. I mean, I just want to keep this all on the down low a little right now, because I just want to feel that one thing that will actually make me feel the most nostalgic of all of these things, and that might actually be really hard to do right now. But I feel like that has been my main goal for this video, so if I do not succeed in that, well then what would that make me in the first place? I mean, there is nothing that I can do that will actually make it feel like something that is nostalgic, but I will find that nostalgic bomb feeling. I mean, that is why I am here. So I will do everything in my power to feel that again, but we gotta make it bigger so that it runs through the whole village, which would be amazing to do. Now, to be really honest with you guys, it feels actually really good to be back right now. I mean, this is like the most fun that I have ever had as a kid, and to just be back now and to be able to relive all of that is just amazing. I mean, I keep talking about nostalgia and all of that, but I just feel like this is amazing, and to be honest, sometimes I really just wish that I could be a kid forever and not care about anything in life than just fooling and playing around. Of course, becoming an adult and growing up has its perks, I guess, but I just really miss playing outside and having fun with my buddies when playing hide and go seek all summer long. I mean, for me that was just the real deal, and maybe I just feel like I kind of wasted all of that a little. Because when you are younger, all you want to do is just grow up and grow old. I mean, right now, I feel like I am growing old, but I will probably never grow up. I will always be that little kid running around on the streets, on the inside at least. On the outside, well, not so much, but that does not matter, because in the end I would just die in Crash Bandicoot, except for the last game, which would be the third. That was just pure awesome. But of course none of that has anything to do with me being inside of the Minecraft version of Crash Bandicoot that I am making. But then when you look at it from another angle, it kind of has everything to do with me being inside of this game, because I am trying to get my life back on the rails. Literally. That was a joke and a pun in once, because we all know that I will probably never get my life together, but at least we have each other and we can do all of this together. So that is why I want to be right here right now with you guys, so that I can have all of the things that I love within a hand's reach. And that is kind of cool, because that would mean that I do no longer have to go and travel from Roblox to Minecraft, and of course from Minecraft to Roblox. But it was just insane to me that we have got all of this down right now, and right now we can actually start to think about settling down and start taking it slow for a while. But I am still considering that fact. Also, I want to make something like this on Pals Craft too, so that all of the pals can try this stuff as well. But I think that I have sidetracked a little bit too much while doing that little bit of story time back there, because I have no idea where I am going right now, and it is starting to get sundown. So I am not sure what I am supposed to do right now, but I think that I just should be following my best bet so that I can make sure that I get home safely. But right now I am just lost. I am wandering and I am lost, and I am wondering how in the world this happened to me. I mean, it is getting dark outside, and usually I want to be home before the sun goes down so that I can make sure that nothing freaky happens to me while I am outside. But I am lost, so I guess that I am not safe until I will find my home and get back into it in time to watch some darn Adventure Time. But where should I be going, because I have no clue right now. Everything just looks the same and nothing looks like any place that I am familiar with. So I am not sure what to do. Maybe I should call someone, but I am all alone in here, like a real Crash Bandicoot pro. Come on guys, I still just cannot believe that we are actually doing this right now. And to be honest, just thinking about ending this video right now is making me a little sad, just because I really do not know if you guys are going to like this video. Because you know, if you guys do not like the video, then I cannot play this alpha or the beta anymore on camera. But if you guys do like it, well then I will just have another excuse to go out and play more of the older versions of Crash Bandicoot and not the remake, which would just be tight like a tiger for me. So please just let me know what you guys think of this video in the comments down below. And if you really like this, I am going to end the video right here. I hope that you enjoyed it and I will see you next time.